Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow, and this video should be pretty short because this is probably the fastest moving, most clear-cut example of somebody coming forward with an accusation, actually having evidence behind that accusation, and even responding and providing more when asked. Now, I don't want to bury this further into the video. Let me just make it very clear. Kevin of Hyper Potions looks to be 100% guilty here. Now, Evelyn, his ex-wife, when asked by Sen on Twitter, provided the screen recordings from their phone showing that these messages are real, are authentic. Now, I want to be as clear to the point as I can. Yes, it is true, technically, Evelyn could have, faked all of these messages, implemented them onto her phone, and then created the screen recordings within the hours of which she had been asked, right? Because that is technically a possibility, but like literally Occam's razor here. The simplest solution is that these are 100% real. And like I said in my first video about this, there is no trying to claim that these messages are out of context, all right? Kevin asked this Evelyn girl what her age was. She clearly identifies herself as 15, and Kevin continues flirting with her. There is no other way around this. There is no logical, valid explanation as to what is going on here, other than Kevin, at the age of 24, targeted somebody who was 15 years old. Then, over the course of the next couple of years, carefully groomed them, waited until they were at age of consent, had sex with them, and the moment they were 18, got married to them. That is the clearest example of grooming that you will ever find. Now back to this. So this is the Hyper Potions Twitter account. I didn't know this, all right? I've seen pictures of Kevin with somebody else whenever I look up Hyper Potions, and I'm guessing that is the Ian person who is making this message. I'm gonna read it through, and man, dude, like this has to suck for this guy, right? Because he has no clue about any of this stuff, all right? And I mean, he's attached to this project, and the other half of that project is a fucking child groomer. This is Ian of Hyper Potions. As of today, Kevin has been removed from Hyper Potions. I don't condone or support any of Kevin's past behavior. We have spoken, and I have explicitly stated that I will not defend him on this matter. We will not be working together in the future in any capacity. Now, let me be clear why I think that Ian is handling this correctly in comparison to other people when they have allegations around them. Because Ian did actually contact Kevin, did actually speak with Kevin. And again, the evidence here, like before Evelyn even showed us those screen recordings, the evidence here was pretty clear cut and dry. But now that we have those, like there is literally no defense to what Kevin has done. And I just want to be as, I just want to make this so clear for everyone. All right. We just had a false accusation by Orion against Quite. All right. And from the very beginning, I know people are like, well, you got to wait for the response. And we're not doing that here. OK, he can respond. I don't really care. All right. In the case of Orion, it was so obvious that they were lying, that they were making things up, they were pulling things out of their ass, and we even had their own contradictory statements for the record with this brand new accusation that literally had no evidence behind it. In the case of Evelyn and Kevin, Evelyn has not only provided us pretty strong and clear-cut damning evidence against Kevin, but also when asked by Sen on Twitter, they didn't act snarky. They didn't scream that he was asking too many questions or make a big scene and demand that they get love and support. No, Evelyn simply said, yes, here are the screen recordings. And this is not, 5 days later. This was the next morning. So to me, when I see that, I'm be as obvious as I can about this. Kevin is guilty. Kevin did groom Evelyn, his ex-wife. Kevin started talking to Evelyn when she was 15 years old, started flirting with her, started talking about all these dreams that they were having of them together, And then the moment she was at age of consent, Kevin went down there and fucked her. And then the moment she was 18, Kevin made sure that they were married. And I understand that Evelyn has other claims against Kevin about him being very abusive in the marriage. You know what? He's a child groomer. I'm willing to believe it based on that alone, right? Because I can see for certain that at the age of 24, Kevin was trying to hook up with a 15-year-old. This is the clearest example of grooming that you will have, okay? Somebody targeting a 15-year-old and then carefully grooming them to be their perfect little partner. This dude is sick. This is disgusting. This needs to be called out by everyone who is like on the Orion and Quite thing, okay? If you talked about that, then I think that you should talk about this, because again, I'm not the sort of person that goes, everyone who ever makes an accusation is a liar, or the type of person that wants to, grind people's faces into the ground whenever they make a claim. So when I see something that is this clear cut, this obvious, this blatant, and when asked, hey, can you just provide me something a little bit more substantial just so we can, dot our I's, cross our T's, and they say, absolutely. That much I can respect. Now, I understand the arguments of why didn't she go to the cops sooner? Here's the problem. According to Evelyn, her mom did try to go to the cops. And the thing is, if you're being groomed, okay, she thought that she was in love with this guy. And you can't use that as a defense for any of his actions because the dude is 24 and she's 15. I don't know, man. I don't know. Gosh, I don't want to say it in this way and sound so cold and callous, but I'm happy that when Evelyn came forward, all right, she provided evidence. I get so sick and tired of the accusations that literally have nothing behind them, but Evelyn provided everything she needed to prove her claim that she was groomed by Kevin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I think that this is the end of it, all right? Hyper Potions is broken up. Kevin has been outed as a groomer. I'm sure he's going to put some sort of response out there, and we'll cover it. But at the exact same time, I mean, dude is guilty.